Welcome to Hot Drama TV.
The Unluckiest Guest. Liu Yuning's wedding day story you'll never forget. In the glittering world of Chinese entertainment, where red carpets shine brighter than the stars themselves, and every gesture is filtered through lenses and gossip columns, few stories feel genuinely human. But one chilly evening at what was supposed to be a fairy tale wedding between pop idol Huang Zitao and actress Yiyang, an unexpected subplot unfolded. One that made the internet laugh, reflect, and fall just a little more in love with a man named Liu Yuning. This wasn't a drama script or a publicity stunt. It was real, a blend of awkwardness and sincerity that only someone like Liu Yuning could turn into gold. A brother's promise. A few days before the wedding, Huang Zitao had called Liu Yuning personally. "Bro, you must come," he'd said, half ordering, half pleading. Their friendship, built over years of mutual respect, and the same brand of reckless humor, didn't need flowery words. Liu agreed instantly. "I'll be there. No excuses." And because he's Liu Yuning, the man who somehow juggles brand live streams, concerts, and acting shoots within the same 24 hours, he decided to schedule his work right next door to the wedding venue. "Once I finish the live, I'll just sprint straight to the ceremony," he joked to his assistant. It sounded like a perfect plan. Except fame, timing, and security guards had other ideas. The gate that wouldn't open. After finishing his brand live stream, smiling, singing, selling, entertaining millions, Liu changed into a deep blue tailored suit, one he had carefully chosen days earlier. He wanted to look respectful, maybe even elegant. He arrived at the venue with his team, heart light, ready to celebrate. And then the wall. At the grand gates of the wedding garden, a stoic security guard raised his hand. "Invitation, please." Liu blinked. I'm a friend of the groom. Huang Zitao told me to come." "Sorry," the guard replied mechanically. "No invitation, no entry. Guest list only." For a brief moment, Liu Yuning, chart-topping singer, lead actor of trending dramas, and one of China's most recognizable voices, stood on the sidewalk like a fan who had just crashed the wrong event. His assistant tried to explain. "He's Liu Yuning. He's performing everywhere. He is on the list." The guard remained unmoved. "If your name's not on my paper, you're not on this property." And just like that, a man who could fill arenas couldn't even enter his best friend's wedding. The fan who saved the star. The irony was cinematic. Liu had once been that fan outside the fence, a boy from Dandong dreaming of getting in. And now a security fence separated him again. Only this time from friendship rather than opportunity. He laughed nervously, scratching his head beneath his hat. "Maybe it's the outfit," he muttered. "I look too casual. Should have worn the tie." Then came the twist. The security guard squinted, stared at him for a few seconds and suddenly froze. "Wait, are you Liu Yuning?" The moment stretched, silent but electric. "Yes," Liu admitted, half embarrassed, half relieved. The guard's eyes lit up. "I knew it. My wife watches y'all every night. Your way Saul. Please come in. The main hall's through the third elevator. I'll escort you." And just like that, fate played its favorite joke. The fan opened the gate for the star. Later, during his own live stream, Liu would laugh so hard telling this story that he nearly dropped his mic. "The moral," he said, "always treat your fans well. One day they might literally let you in." The missing best man. Inside, the venue shimmered with gold and laughter. Celebrities mingled like characters in a crossover episode. Cameras flashed, champagne sparkled, and in the middle of it all, Huang Zitao beamed like a man who'd finally written his own happy ending. But something felt incomplete to Liu. He wasn't standing beside the groom. No matching suit, no speech, no title. Just another guest at the main table. Later that night, during his live stream, someone teased him through the scrolling comments. "Bro, you were supposed to be the best man. What happened?" Liu paused, grinned, and replied, "I couldn't be the best man, and honestly I felt a bit ashamed." The chat exploded with laughing emojis, but behind his easy smile lay a quiet truth. The secret he didn't have to share. Finally, Liu decided to explain. "It's simple," he said calmly. "According to tradition, a divorced man can't serve as best man. And I have been married." The chat fell silent for a moment. In a culture where idols are expected to be perfect, this was the kind of admission that could easily trigger controversy. But Liu Yuning didn't hide behind excuses or PR statements. He just said it soft, honest, unguarded. I got married when I was still an ordinary guy. We divorced peacefully the next year. She's a private person. I don't want to disturb her life. There was no bitterness, no drama, no attempt to rewrite the past. Just truth. And perhaps that's why fans didn't recoil, they leaned in. In a world obsessed with perfection, Liu's imperfections felt real. A seat at the main table. If fate had denied him the title of best man, it compensated him elsewhere. Photos from the wedding later showed Liu seated at the main table beside the groom, laughing, pouring drinks, whispering jokes into Huang Zitao's ear. While others posed for attention, he was present. Zitao said to me, "Bro, your presence matters more than your position," Liu recalled. And he was right. Friendship isn't about titles. It's about showing up. Even when the security guard almost kicks you out. That single sentence turned into a meme across social media. Brotherhood over titles. Friendship doesn't need an invitation. Once again, Liu Yuning had turned a small misfortune into a story that made people smile and think. The weight of an honest life. Liu's livestream that night became one of his most replayed sessions. Not because he sang, but because he spoke from somewhere unpolished, unguarded. He reminded his audience that behind every polished poster is a person who's been rejected, lost, divorced, or late to a wedding. That honesty has always been his greatest brand. Unlike many in the entertainment world who strive to erase the cracks in their past, Liu Yuning turns them into windows, places where light can enter. When he laughs at his own mistakes, fans feel seen. When he admits vulnerability, he gives them permission to do the same. And that's why this story spread. Not as gossip, but as a shared emotion. From Dandong to the spotlight, it's almost poetic that this wedding gate moment happened to him. The man who once stood outside the gates of fame, dreaming of being recognized. He used to sing in bars, covering pop songs for small crowds. He knew rejection well, the empty seats, the cheap microphones, the nights when applause came only from friends. So when a guard didn't let him in, he didn't get angry. He smiled. Because deep down he understood that being locked out was just another chapter in a story he'd been living since the beginning. A story of persistence, humility, and humor. And somehow, by laughing at himself, he invited millions of strangers to laugh with him. Beyond the headline. The next day, gossip sites ran predictable headlines. Liu Yuning almost denied entry to Huang Zitao's wedding. Reveals he's divorced, fans shocked. But what audiences remembered wasn't the clickbait. It was the tone of his voice when he said, "It's okay. Life happens. I'm still me." There was a quiet grace in that acceptance. In an industry that thrives on illusions, Liu's openness felt revolutionary. He didn't weaponize his pain. He transformed it into empathy. What this story really means. At its heart, this isn't just a funny wedding anecdote. It's a reflection of how fame tests humanity, and how the right person can pass that test by simply being honest. Liu Yuning's story reminds us that you can be famous and still humble. You can have millions of fans and still feel like the boy outside the fence. You can have a past and still deserve the main table. Because the true measure of a person isn't how perfectly they walk the red carpet. It's how sincerely they handle the moments when the door doesn't open. Epilogue. The power of small moments. That night, long after the wedding lights dimmed, Liu Yuning went back to his hotel. He logged into his live stream again, still in his blue suit, hair slightly messy from the celebrations. He raised a glass of water and said softly, almost to himself, "Sometimes life embarrasses you first, and then rewards you with a story worth telling." The comments flooded with laughter and hearts. One fan wrote, "Even when you're the unluckiest guest, you're still the most loved." Maybe that's what being a modern idol really means, not perfection but presence. Not distance but connection. Not hiding but living. And that night, somewhere between the wedding hall and the live stream screen, Liu Yuning reminded millions that the most powerful thing a celebrity can do is be human. From the boy locked outside the fence to the man everyone's watching inside, Liu Yuning didn't just attend a wedding. He turned it into a story about grace, humor, and the courage to be real.